Well, it looks like it's going to be a good one tonight because the camera's not working. Bear with me just a moment. Okay, so great start to this quiz this week, or this month. Some technical difficulties already. I've shared the wrong links. It's going really well. So just bear with me while I get this sorted. I will send the links out in just a moment. Bear with me. I was trying to be super efficient. That'll teach me. Okay. Let's get these links out on Facebook. There we go. There's the links out now. And here come the real links in YouTube chat as well. There we go. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the quiz night. Thanks for joining. What we're going to do is we're going to go straight in and we'll talk about the gameplay and we'll just ignore all the technical difficulties that we had to start with. Okay, so here we go. Usual gameplay applies. We are just for fun. There's no prizes, there's no sponsorship, probably just as well. We're live streamed on YouTube and Facebook. And hopefully there's some links you would have seen as well. We've got 5 rounds of 10 questions plus a marathon round. This time we have rounds on general knowledge, technology, sidekicks, and sidekicks is matching the sidekick with the cartoon character or superhero. We've got a true or false round, which should be self-explanatory. And we have lastly one called Not in My Nature, or It's in My Nature. It's not about me, it's about nature in general. You'll get the idea. If it was about me, that wouldn't be very fair. Finally, we've got a marathon round called A Box of Geese. This is around collective nouns. There's 20 of them. You have to identify the collective nouns. You'll find the links now, the right links, on Facebook and YouTube. And you'll also find them on thequiznight.co.uk. There's a link to the April quiz there. Also in the chat, the printable answer sheets are correct. So if you want to print out answer sheets, you can. It may be a little bit late for this quiz, but you can indeed print them out. Now, everything's going badly today. Goodness me. Okay. Think up a team name. Make sure you use the team name on every sheet. That way we can collate all the answers. You can send me, hopefully, the answers on the chats for YouTube and Facebook. Please try and spell correctly. It makes marking a lot easier. And this is an online quiz, but don't look up the answers on the internet. Okay, so here we go. Okay, it's really going well. Let me open the answer sheet now. So round one is open for answers. And here we go for round one of the quiz. So round one, general knowledge. And here we go. Question one. Which comedian changed his name to Hugo Boss? Which comedian changed his name to Hugo Boss? Was it Joe Pesci, Joe Pasquale, Joe Lycett, or Joe Wilkinson? Which comedian changed his name to Hugo Boss? Joe Pesci, Joe Pasquale, Joe Lycett, or Joe Wilkinson? Question number two. Which dinosaur name means different lizard? Question two. Which dinosaur name means different lizard? Is it Allosaurus, T-Rex, Stegosaurus, or Pterodactyl? Which dinosaur name means different lizard? Allosaurus, T-Rex, Stegosaurus, or Pterodactyl? Question number three. Who wrote 2001 Space Odyssey? Question number three. Who wrote 2001 Space Odyssey? Question four. Question number four. The name of which woodwind instrument derived from the French word high and wood? What is the name of the woodwind instrument derived from the French word for high and wood? Is it clarinet, flute, bugle, or oboe? Question number five. Which song was a UK Top 40 hit for Paradise? Question five. Which song was a UK Top 40 hit for Vanessa Paradis? Jola Taxi, Big Yellow Taxi, Last Taxi to Clarksville, or Taxi? I think it's about a taxi. There's a hint. Which song was a UK Top 40 hit for Vanessa Paradis? Jola Taxi, Big Yellow Taxi, Last Taxi to Clarksville, or Taxi? Question number six. Who played... Okay, there's a typo there. Who played Clarice Starling, thanks autocorrect, in the 2001 film Hannibal? Who played Clarice Starling in the 2001 film Hannibal? Was it Jodie Foster, Julianne Moore, or Jennifer Connelly? Question number 7. In which year did Margaret Thatcher become Prime Minister? In which year did Margaret Thatcher become Prime Minister? 1975, 1979, 1981, or 1983? In which year did Margaret Thatcher become Prime Minister? 1975, 1979, 1981, or 1983? Question 8. Question number 8. What was the nickname for the American bomber Boeing B-52? What was the nickname for the American bomber Boeing B-52? Was it Stratofortress, Skyfortress, or Superfortress? What was the nickname of the American bomber B-52? Stratofortress, Skyfortress, Superfortress. Question number 9. Question 9. Which Scottish loch is the largest by volume of water? Question 9. Which Scottish loch is largest by volume of water? Loch Lomond, Loch Ness, Loch Earn, or Loch Murray? Which Scottish loch is largest by volume of water? Loch Lomond, Loch Ness, Loch Earn, or Loch Murray? And finally for the first round. Which London Underground is coloured red on the London Underground map? Which London Underground is coloured red on the London Underground map? Okay, so I will leave those questions up for 2 minutes before moving on to the answers. And welcome back. Hope you've got the answers in. Okay, so here come the answers for round 1. Question number 1. Which comedian changed his name to Hugo Boss? Which comedian changed his name to Hugo Boss? This was Joe Lycett. He did change it back again, but yes, for a time he changed his name to Hugo Boss. Question number 2. Which dinosaur name means different lizard? That's an Allosaurus. Question number 3. Who wrote 2001 Space Odyssey? This was Arthur C. Clarke. Question 4. The name of which instrument, woodwind instrument, is derived from the French word high and wood? It was an oboe. Question number 5. Which UK Top 40 was a hit for Vanessa Paradis? Jola Taxi. And thanks to autocorrect, who played Clarify Starling, actually Clarice Starling, in 2001 film Hannibal, this was Julianne Moore. Question 7. In which year did Margaret Thatcher become Prime Minister? 1979. Which nickname for the American bomber Boeing B-52? That's a very poorly written question. What is the nickname for the American bomber Boeing B-52? Was the Stratofortress. Question number 9. Which Scottish loch is the largest by volume of water? This was Loch Ness. It's got to be quite big, it fits that monster in it. And finally, question 10. Which London Underground red on the London Underground map? And it is the Central Line. There you go, there are the answers to round 1, and we'll move on to round 2. Is round 2 open, Adam? Yes, Adam has opened round 2. The round is on technology. And question number 1 on technology round. What does a Geiger counter measure? What does a Geiger counter measure? Question number 2. Steve Wozniak founded Apple in 1976 with which other Steve? Question 2. Steve Wozniak founded Apple in 1976 with which other Steve? Question number 3. Question 3. Solar power generates electricity from what source? Question 3. Solar power generates electricity from what? Question number 4. Question 4. Which year was electronics company Nintendo founded? Which year was electronics company Nintendo founded? Is it 1989, 1946, 1889, or 1969? Which year was electronics company Nintendo founded? 1989, 1946, 1889, or 1969? Question number 5. What is the name of Elon Musk's aerospace company? Question 5. What is the name of Elon Musk's aerospace company? Is it Space Force, SpaceX, UFP, or Orbital Sciences? What is the name of Elon Musk's aerospace company? Space Force, SpaceX, UFP, Orbital Sciences. Question number 6. Question 6. What is the name of the classic 1972 arcade game based on table tennis? Question 6. What is the name of the classic 1972 arcade game based on table tennis? Is it Ping, Pong, Rebound, or Hockey? What is the name of the classic 1972 game based on table tennis? Ping, Pong, Rebound, or Hockey? Question number 7. What does CPU stand for? Question 7. What does CPU stand for? Is it Central Processing Unit, Computer Power Unit, or Control Processing Union? What does CPU stand for? Central Processing Unit, Computer Power Unit, or Control Processing Union? Question number 8. Question 8. The name of the British computer scientist who invented the World Wide Web in 1989. Question number 8. What is the name of the British computer scientist who invented the World Wide Web in 1989? Was it Tim Berners-Lee, Carrington, or Tim Berners-Lee? Who invented the World Wide Web? Tim Berners-Lee, Tim Carrington, or Tim Berners-Lee? Question number 9. Originally, Amazon only sold which product? Question 9. Originally, Amazon only sold which product? Electronics, plants, books, or televisions? Originally, Amazon only sold which product? Electronics, plants, books, or televisions? And lastly, on round 2 for technology, question number 10. Question 10. In what year was the first transatlantic radio broadcast? In what year was the first transatlantic radio broadcast? Was it 1891, 1901, 1911, or 1921? Question number 10. In what year was the first transatlantic radio broadcast? 1891, 1901, 1911, or 1921? So, as always, I'll leave those questions up for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be on to round 3. And welcome back. Okay, so we're going to go through the answers for round 2. And we'll turn off the answer sheet now. So round 2. Question number 1. What does a Geiger counter measure? What does a Geiger counter measure? Radiation or radioactivity, same sort of thing. Possibly. I'm not a scientist. I wouldn't know. It sounds like the same thing. Question number 2. Steve Wozniak founded Apple in 1976 with which other Steve? Steve Jobs. Question 3. Solar power generates electricity from what source? It's the sun. Question number 4. Which year was electronics company Nintendo founded? And I was quite surprised when I found this out. They were founded in 1889. Not sure what the type of game would have been in 1889. Very different to today's. Question number 5. What's the name of Elon Musk's aerospace company? And I wish it was Space Force because that sounds great, but it's SpaceX, which also sounds pretty cool. UFP was United Federation of Planets for any Star Trek fans. Question 6. What is the name of the classic 1972 arcade game based on table tennis? Wasn't Ping, it was Pong. Question number 7. What does CPU stand for? Central Processing Unit. And question number 8. What is the name of the British computer scientist who invented the World Wide Web in 1989? It was Tim Berners-Lee. Question 9. Originally, Amazon only sold which product? They only sold books. Can just about remember when Amazon just sold books as well. Question 10. In what year was the first transatlantic radio broadcast? Question 10. In what year was the first transatlantic radio broadcast? 1901. So there are the answers to round 2. Don't forget, if you are playing along and you want to, and you're not using online forms and you want to send me a message on Facebook or YouTube, or if you have me on WhatsApp, you can always send me your scores there and we can add them all together. Okay, so on with round number 3. Round 3 is sidekicks. Round 3 open? Round 3 is open. Okay, here we go. So I'll give you a sidekick and you need to tell me who their cartoon hero is, their superhero is as well. So on this one, Robin is the name of the sidekick. Was Robin a sidekick for Batman, Catwoman, or Wonder Woman? Was Robin a sidekick for Batman, Catwoman, or Wonder Woman? Question number 2. Hit Girl. Was Hit Girl a sidekick for Kick-Ass, Red Mist, or Big Daddy? Was Hit Girl a sidekick for Kick-Ass, Red Mist, or Big Daddy? Question number 3. Kato. Was Kato the sidekick for Green Lantern, the Wasp, or Green Hornet? Was Kato the sidekick for Green Lantern, the Wasp, or Green Hornet? Question number 4. Brain, the dog. Was he the sidekick for Baron Greenback, Inspector Gadget, or Optimus Prime? Was Brain, the dog, sidekick for Baron Greenback, although I can't spell Baron, Inspector Gadget, or Optimus Prime? Question number 5. Was Godzuki the sidekick to? Question 5. Who was Godzuki the sidekick for? This is a cartoon one. Give you a hint. Question number 6. Scrappy-Doo. Scrappy-Doo was the sidekick for who? I believe his middle name might have even been Dappy. Question number 7. Spotty. Was Spotty the sidekick for Superdog, Super Ted, or Supergirl? Was Spotty the sidekick for Superdog, Super Ted, Supergirl? Question number 8. Who was Penfold's sidekick? No, Penfold was the sidekick. Who was the Oh, dearie me. I'll have a drink, hang on. It's only water. Penfold was the sidekick for who? Sounds better. Question number 9. Question 9. April O'Neil was the sidekick for who? For whom? And finally, for round number 3, question number 10, Patrick Star. Patrick Star, the sidekick for who? So I'm going to change to the last quiz we did. I'm going to go through the answers to round 3 before we have the break, so that we can calculate the scores, and maybe we'll show you the scores after the break. But for now, here's the questions on screen for a couple of minutes. No, it's not. Wrong button. Oh dear. There we go. Let's try it. It's a great one. Here we go. Welcome back. Okay, so we'll go through the answers for round number 3, and we'll be closing the answer sheets now. So, who was the hero or cartoon buddy of these sidekicks? Question number 1, Robin was Batman. Question number 2, Hit Girl was Kick-Ass. Question number 3, Kato. He was a sidekick for the Green Hornet. Brain the dog was the sidekick for Inspector Gadget. I remember him having a collar and a little aerial thing coming out. Godzuki was a sidekick for Godzilla. It's in the cartoons. I've not seen Godzuki in any of the big action films with Godzilla in, or maybe they should. Might make them a little bit more popular. Anyway, question number 6. Scrappy, Dappy Doo, Scooby Dooby Doo. That was the Scrappy was the sidekick. Nephew, I think nephew. I think for Scooby Doo. Scooby Dooby Doo. Yes. Question number 7. Spotty. He was a sidekick for Super Ted. A cartoon from when I was a youngster, long time ago. Penfold. He was the sidekick for Danger Mouse. Oh, I spoilt it now. April O'Neil was the sidekick. She was a reporter for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Heroes. Or Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, depending on which way you want. Not like I've written it there, there's turtles involved. Question 10. Maybe I need a proofreader. Question 10. Patrick Star, his buddies with SpongeBob SquarePants. There we go. They're the answers to round 3. And what's next is our break. So during the break, have a go at your marathon. See if you can come up with some answers to those ones. And we'll see you in 5 when I can find my button. See you in 5. welcome back. I hope you had a nice break. Got some snacks, got a drink, worked on your marathon round, and raring to go for the last 2 rounds and the answers to that marathon. There is a particular answer in the marathon that I'm quite looking forward to sharing because I think it's quite cool. But then I'm a little bit strange. Okay, so let us have a look at the scores so far. So we've got 6 teams playing on the forms. So here we go. You can see these 6 teams. Lockdown Loonies 1, Hey Google 27, 88 miles per hour 21, TK Maxx 25, Sciota.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that. Here are other things you can try.
Apparently Google Assistant wants to help.
The mic's off.
Yes, thank you. Sciota has 22 and Loz has 20. Don't forget you can send me your scores if you wish to via Facebook, via YouTube Messenger, or via WhatsApp if you want to, or just keep them to yourself. That's absolutely fine as well. Okay, so let's crack on with round number 4. Round number 4, 50-50 choice for getting this right now. Either get it right or you get it wrong. True or false? Here we go. True or false? Water boils at over 212 degrees Fahrenheit. True or false? Water boils at over 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Question 2. Dolly Parton is the godmother of Miley Cyrus. Dolly Parton is the godmother of Miley Cyrus. Question number 3. A heptagon has 9 sides. Question 3. A heptagon has 9 sides. Question 4. Olivia Newton-John represented the UK in the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974, the year ABBA won with Waterloo. Question 4. Olivia Newton-John represented the UK in the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974, the year ABBA won with Waterloo. Question number 5. Donald Duck's middle name is Fauntleroy. Question 5. Donald Duck's name is Fauntleroy. Is Donald Fauntleroy Duck his full name? True or false? Question 6. Nicolas Cage and Michael Jackson both married the same woman. Not at the same time. Nicolas Cage and Michael Jackson both married the same woman. Question 7 on our true and false round. A polar bear's skin is pink. Question 7. A polar bear's skin is pink. Is that true or false? Question 8. Bananas were first imported to England in 1888. Question number 8. Bananas were first imported into England in 1888. Question number 9. The deepest part of the ocean is 507,814 feet below sea level. Question 9. The deepest part of the ocean is 507,814 feet below sea level. And lastly, on our true and false round, that is true if this is the last one. Last question. Darth Vader famously says the line, "Luke, I am your father," in Empire Strikes Back. It's not really an impression thing I can do. Darth Vader famously says the line, I'm not even going to try it now. "Luke, I am your father," in Empire Strikes Back. Luke, I am your father. It doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So, as always, another couple of minutes. Get your answers in, and we'll see you for the answers for round 4 shortly. And welcome back to round 4 answers. And it's just been pointed out to me that using the name of a home assistant or any sort of personal assistant in a team name was a genius idea. I hadn't tweaked it until somebody pointed out. Thank you very much. So I'll watch that next time. I've turned my Google Assistant off now. So next time we read out the team names, it won't ask me what's going on. Okay, here we go then. The answers to round 4. Water boils at over 200 degrees Fahrenheit is true. It's 100 degrees centigrade. Dolly Parton is the godmother of Miley Cyrus. Yes, that's true. A heptagon has 9 sides. That's not true. That's false. A heptagon has 7 sides. Question 4. Olivia Newton-John represented the UK in the Eurovision Song Contest in 1975. The year ABBA won with Waterloo is false because ABBA did not win with Waterloo in 1974. Question 5. Donald Duck's middle name is Fauntleroy. Not quite sure why Donald Duck needs a middle name. I haven't got one, but Fauntleroy is as good as they come. Question 6. Nicolas Cage and Michael Jackson both married the same woman. It's true, wasn't at the same time, but it's true. It was Lisa Marie Presley. Polar bear's skin is pink. It's not. Polar bear's skin is black. Bananas were first imported to England in 1888. It's true. The deepest part of the ocean is 507,814 feet below sea level. Is false. And question 10. Darth Vader famously says the line, "Luke, I am your father," in Empire Strikes Back. It's false. He says, "No, I am your father." Semantics. Yes, it is. It's words. And I still can't do a Darth Vader. I'm not going to try a Darth Vader impression. I shouldn't do them. Okay, so there we go. There's the answers to round 4. And we're on to our final round. That is true. This is our final round coming up. And it's in my nature, this round is. And we got we're open. Yep, the answer sheets are now open. For round 5, it's in my nature. These questions are all about nature. Not just animals and things. But this one's about an animal. Which animal's scientific name is Balanoptera musculus? Which animal's scientific name is Balanoptera musculus? Is it the great white shark, a blue whale, or a killer whale? Balanoptera musculus. Is that a great white shark, a blue whale, or a killer whale? Question number 2. Igneous rocks are generally associated with which natural phenomenon? Igneous rocks are generally associated with which natural phenomenon? Question number 3. In which continent would you naturally find the Iberian lynx? Question 3. In which continent would you naturally find the Iberian lynx? Would you find them in Europe, South America, or Africa? Where would you find the Iberian lynx naturally? Europe, South America, or Africa? Question number 4. Question 4. Which scientist's pioneering work on gravity was said to be inspired by an apple falling on his head? Which scientist's pioneering work on gravity was said to be inspired by an apple falling on his head? Question number 5. How many wings? Just question 5. Question 5. How many wings does a mosquito have? How many wings does a mosquito have? 2, 4, or 6? Had to be an even number, otherwise it might go around in circles. How many wings does a mosquito have? 2, 4, or 6? What was the first name of the American astronomer after whom the Hubble telescope was named? Mr. is not an option. Was it Edwin, Eric, or Edward? What was the first name of the American astronomer after whom the Hubble telescope was named? Edwin, Eric, or Edward? Question 7. The element curium is named after which scientist famous for her works on radioactivity? Need a comma there. The element curium is named after which this one. I can't read that. Why can't I read this question? The element curium is named after which scientist famous for her works in radioactivity? Need some punctuation, that would really help me. Question 8. What is the smallest planet in the solar system? Question 8. What is the smallest planet in the solar system? Is it Mercury, Mars, or Venus? What is the smallest planet in the solar system? Mercury, Mars, or Venus? Question number 9. On the Saffir-Simpson wind scale, what is the highest category a hurricane can be classed as? On the Saffir-Simpson wind scale, what is the highest category a hurricane can be classed as? Is it 5, 6, or 9? Hurricanes. What's the highest? 5, 6, or 9? Okay, and lastly for the quiz and of these questions anyway, and for round 5, question number 10. What travels at 186,282 miles per second? Light, a sneeze, or sound? What travels at 186,282 miles per second? Light, sneeze, or sound? Okay, don't forget to complete your answers to the marathon round, because we're coming up for that shortly. Right now, complete your answers for round 5, get them sent in, and then we'll have a look at the marathon. And welcome back. So, round 5, the answers. And don't forget, whilst we're reading out the answers for round 5, there's still a chance to get your marathon round in. I think of those actually doing it on the Hey Google, we're still waiting for your marathon. You've got until the end of this round. Answers to give us your feedback. Okay, so question number 1. Which animal's scientific name is Balanoptera musculus? Which animal's scientific name is Balanoptera musculus? The blue whale. Question 2. Igneous rocks are generally associated with which natural phenomenon? Volcanic eruption. Volcanoes, same thing. We accepted that. Question 3. In which continent would you naturally find the Iberian lynx? You would find them in Europe. Question 4. Which scientist's pioneering work on gravity was said to be inspired by an apple falling on his head? Sir Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton, Sir Isaac Newton, either was fine. Question 5. How many wings does a mosquito have? And a mosquito has 2 wings, 1 on each side. Question 6. What was the name of the American astronomer after whom the first name after whom the Hubble telescope was named? Goodness me. What was the first name of the American astronomer after whom the Hubble telescope was named? It's Edwin. Edwin Hubble. Question 7. The element curium is named after which scientist, famous for her works in radioactivity? Mary Curie. Mary Curie? Mary Curie? Question 8. What is the smallest planet in the solar system? What is the smallest planet in the solar system? Mercury. Question 9. On the Saffir-Simpson wind scale, what is the highest category a hurricane can be classed as? Category 5. And question 10. What travels at 186,282 miles per second? It's not a sneeze. That would be one heck of a sneeze. That is the speed of light. Okay, so that wraps us up for the end of round 5. What we'll do now is we'll go through the answers to the marathon round. And hey Google, you've been using the online forms to do your answers. You've not submitted a marathon. Ah, there it is. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll now go through the answers to the marathon round. Can you turn all that off? Very good. Here we go. The marathon. Number 1 was a murder of crows. Number 2, pigeons. They're a dropping of pigeons. We've seen lots of droppings of pigeons. Number 3, camels. A caravan of camels. Actually, the hardest part of this round was coming up with the incorrect collective nouns for some of these animals. It's quite tricky. Question 4, hyenas is a cackle of hyenas. Question 5, magpies is a mischief of magpies. Question 6, ravens. It's a conspiracy of ravens. I like that one. It's not my favourite one, but I like that one. Question 7 for dolphins. They're in a school. Question 8, kangaroos. It's a mob of kangaroos. And question 9, vultures. They are a vortex of vultures. I don't know why. They're just a vortex of vultures. I guess they go around in circles. That's probably why. Question 10. Sparrows. It's a quarrel of sparrows. Question 11. Elephants. They are around in a herd. Question 12 for lions. It's in a pride of lions. And the collective noun for eagles is an eyrie of eagles. Eyrie? Eyrie? Eyrie. Eyrie. Eyrie of eagles. I'd ask Google, but I've turned her off. Question 14. Starlings. A murmuration of starlings. Wonderful sight to see. Murmuring of starlings. I've heard about it anyway. Terrible joke. Question 15 is my favourite of all of these. Question 15. GNUs are an implausibility of GNUs. I have no idea why. It's just brilliant. An implausibility of GNUs. Question 16 is a barrel of monkeys. 17, we're in a rockery of penguins. 18 is a very odd one. I have no idea why, but baboons, they're a flange of baboons. Flange of baboons. Indeed. Hippopotamuses. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't. It's fine. Not enough space. I definitely don't want a bloat of hippopotamuses. A bloat of hippopotamuses. Yes, that's what question 19 is. And lastly, for our quiz, eiders hang around in a quilt. That's a quilt of eiders. Okay, so there are all the answers for the marathon round. I'll give that a second for those that are marking them at home. So all it leaves us to do now is look at the final scores. So if you give me a couple of minutes, we'll calculate the scores and we'll put them on screen. Bear with me a second. No, not that one. That one. I thought I'd cut that short. We don't need the extra long intermission now. So we can put on the scores for this month's quiz. Here we go. So in first place we have TK Maxx with 55. Second place is Cyota with 54. 88 mile an hour have 48. Lockdown Loonies have... oh, hang on. I've missed a score. Look at that. I had all that time. Round 5 for Hey Google. Hey Google. Oh, yeah, that's an important one. Hang on. Hold the phone. That could change everything. And does change everything. I had all that time to get it right. Let's see what we're doing. Z to A. In joint first was TK Maxx and Hey Google, followed by Cyota. 88 mile an hour, Lockdown Loonies with 46, and Loz on her own with 44. That's it for this time. Thanks very much for everybody for joining in. Hope to see you next time on the quiz night. Good night, everybody.